My dear colleagues. For our topic po for today is Module 5 is evaluation of portfolio performance and presented by yours truly po. And for this topic po, our intended learning outcome is to identify and explain the key performance metrics such as the Sharpe ratio, alpha, and other risk-adjusted measures. And the second one is to analyze portfolio performance by comparing it against appropriate benchmarks. Example po nito is yung mga market indices. And then the third one po is to assess the impact of different assets, attributes such as beta, volatility, and its sector exposure of portfolio's results. And then the fourth one is to incorporate risk adjustment techniques to provide a fair assessment of portfolio performance. And then the last one is to interpret rolling returns, up market and down market capture ratios, and other metrics to gauge the reliability of performance trends. Okay po. For the first one po, let's define what is evaluation of portfolio performance. Portfolio performance is a critical process in investment management, allowing investors and managers to assess how well their portfolios meet the investment objectives. Because in evaluation of portfolio performance po kasi, this is the key aspects of investment management. No, and also po it helps the investors to understand how their investment kung how they perform to their goals according to the benchmark, according to the broader market initiatives. So the essential parts of portfolio performance evaluation for the measuring of portfolio returns, number one po is the absolute return. The total percentage change in the portfolio value over a specific period. Because as you can see po at the presentation, the specific formula in this absolute return is because this absolute return po kasi this is the total gain or the loss of the portfolio po that express that the percentage of that initial investment. So why do we need absolute return po? Because absolute return po kasi this is the basic measurement to gain or to loss yung considered po dito yung oras, yung benchmark comparison. The second one po is the annualized return. It provides this is the also the compound annual growth rate or the CAGR or to measures the average yearly return of the investment over a specified time period, because assuming of that investment grew at a steady rate. Because in annualized return naman po, this is how to compare in the standards way across to the time horizon na meron po tayo. Ayun po. So the next one po is the risk-adjusted performance matrix. This is the essential tools in portfolio evaluation, providing a way to assess the returns of investment relative to the amount of risk taken. Because this is one po, the Sharpe ratio. It measures the excess return or the risk premium per unit of the total risk or the standard deviation. Because in this formula po, the RP or as we call as portfolio returns, this is the average of return earned by the portfolio over the specific period. And in the RP minus RF po is this is the risk-free rate of return. Because in this risk-free asset po kasi ito po yung ginagamit ng mga government treasury bills, and then it represented po dito yung mga minimum investors and also the ano ba yun? The investors, and then they expect po the without taking of risk na meron po. And then the over po or the over the portfolio standard deviation is to measure po the total risk or the volatility in the number of degree in the variation of portfolio returns. Okay po. The next po is the trader ratio. It's particularly useful for diversified portfolios where a systematic risk is minimized. As the same po sa formula, no? In the portfolio return po kasi this is the actual return, no, of the portfolio over the specific period. Ayun po. And then the next one po is the risk adjusted performance matrix for a while po. Okay po, going back, no? The risk-adjusted performance metrics are the essential tools in portfolio evaluation and providing a way to assess the returns of an investment relative to the amount of risk taken. Because in risk-adjusted po kasi, yun nga po, can have a calculated, no, a difference between the portfolio actual return based to the market's performance. Because in Genesis Alpha naman po indicates the excess return above the expected return predicted by the capital assets pricing model or the CAPM, no? Ano tawag dito? Yung pinaka Genesis Alpha po kasi is this is the manager's skills, no? To portfolio to access the return market, no? The RP po is the actual return of the portfolio. The RF po is the risk-free rate of return, no? That sabi ko nga po kanina, it can be represented by the treasury bills, no? And then the beta portfolio or the BP, no? This is the sensitivity of market movements. And the RM po is the return of the stock market. And then the RF po is the risk premium representing representing po dito yung additional returns of the market that can provide a risk-free rate. Okay po, the benchmarking and the peer group comparison, this is the essential components of portfolio performance evaluation. They provide a portfolio to assess how well a portfolio performs relative to a specific standard of comparable investment. Because in benchmarking po and peer group comparison naman po, this is the method po to understand kung na-meet po ba yung expectations, nakakapag-perform po ba ng maayos yung market behind po sa peers na meron po ang isang company. Okay po, for the criteria to meet the proper benchmark, no, number one po is the alignment of investment objectives, no, and then the asset class of that investment po kasi dapat po align po dito, no, yung goal na meron tayo, and then syempre po yung portfolio or yung meron po tayong strategic plan, strategic management to be evaluated. Because in asset class naman po in the representation, this is the same po same lang po ito ng asset class and to the profile of the portfolio. That's the risk and return characteristic po is this is the benchmark po that can be including the rebalancing methodology and then how to understand the portfolio itself by the managers. And by the transparency naman po, this is should be ruled for the inclusion, and then to assess the performance and the composition data of that benchmark. And then the last po is the investability, as a benchmark po dapat it represented po by investable real world condition. Example po dito is yung mga hypothetical securities with no market accessibility, and wala rin po siya practical benchmark na meron tayo. Okay po, next po dito is yung asset attributes analysis, and then the sector industry analysis po, involves po dito yung exposure ng portfolio. Paano po yung exposure ng portfolio. Example po nito is mga technology ngayon, yung mga healthcares, financials, no? And then yung within the industry, no? Na meron tayo sa mga sectors natin. Second one po is yung style analysis, no? Or as we call on as growth versus value, no? This classified naman po ano how the stocks into different investment style, no? As they grow, as they value, as they blend, no? In the fundamentals attributes. Then the third one po is yung market capitalization analysis. This portfolio naman po can allocate, no, the different market capitalization, no? Ito po ba yung large capital, mid capital, or small capital stocks, no, sa isa pong company. The fourth one po is yung geographic exposure analysis, no? Dito po naman po ay ina-assess or ini-examine po ano yung exposure po ito ng geographical regions. Example po nito yung pag-i-import po sa Europe, pag-i-import po sa Asia, and then sa other emerging markets. And then the last one po is yung credit quality of duration analysis, or as we call on as fixed income, no? Can focus naman po dito yung credit ratings, income securities, and then yung duration, no, within that portfolio. May questions po ba? Naintindihan po? Sorry po. May questions po? Ano naman po siguro, no? Sige po, ayun lang po. Thank you po for your attention and for your listening. Thank you po, Doc Abante, and thank you po, my dear colleagues.
Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so we may proceed to the next presenter.